Hey you guys, I know this is an odd time for me to be going live, so obviously if you can't hop on and join, I completely understand. The last two lives that I have done on Sunday have not only do I think they actually didn't go live, but they haven't been saving. So I'm really hoping this works. Otherwise I'll have to figure out what's going on with my Facebook settings. What we talked about this last Sunday was the beauty of reverse dieting. And really what I addressed was I was trying to make a play on lions and tigers and bears, right? So it's reverse dieting, carb cycling, and diet breaks, and really what the benefits of those are. And I know so many of you in this group are current clients, but a lot of you are past clients. And so I want to make sure we're always providing you with tools so that whether or not you're working one-on-one with a coach, you know how to kind of treat your eating intuitively and continue to see progress based on where you're at in your season or in your year. So this is something that's been coming up with Megan and Kim and myself a lot with a lot of our clients. We have our average client lifespan is almost a year and a half. We have some clients who come on just for 3 months because they want to just get things back in tune and feeling really good. We have other clients, again, who are with us 18 months, 2 years, long term, because they appreciate always having that accountability. And if that's the case, if that's you, we sort of do the work for you. You don't have to think about, well, where am I at and what's happening? And obviously we want you to tune into your body and what you're feeling and what, we ask you those questions, but ultimately we do the work for you. But some symptoms that we will hear in some of our check-ins with clients is, I'm not hungry. Maybe for a week or 2 weeks, very consistently, they're saying, I'm not hungry. Other symptoms we'll get is, boy, I am sore all the time. I just feel like I'm not recovering. It'll take me 2-3 days to recover from a really tough workout, when typically feedback was very different. Other symptoms that we'll hear is, I'm not sleeping well. Oh yeah, sleep is normally really good, but lately I just haven't been sleeping well. Maybe they're getting sick really often. Maybe they're starting to gain a little bit of weight. Maybe they're skipping their period. Things like this are clear signs that your body is under a little bit too much stress. I don't enjoy calling what we do dieting, right? But reality is a diet is a caloric deficit, and a lot of you, to move towards your goals, are in a caloric deficit. Even when we look at longevity or long-term health goals, a slight caloric deficit is where we function and feel and thrive. So most of us are in a little bit of a caloric deficit, but when things are too extreme, that can create these poor or negative biofeedback. And so in those instances, we, as your coach, have to figure out a couple different ways to kind of reverse you or give you a little bit of a diet break. Depending on the client, saying, okay, I need you to eat maintenance calories for 2 weeks, that could be really challenging for some people. Adding in a couple hundred calories a day for a couple weeks can honestly really freak a lot of people out. And I understand that, right? You're coming to us for weight loss and now we're telling you, I have to give you more food. Can be scary. So there's a couple ways we'll do this. I'm giving away all of our secrets, so you guys are gonna know, our little secret sauce. But we do this trying to kind of not necessarily trick you, but we know what you need, but we don't want you to freak out about it. So something that we'll do is we will carb cycle, right? We'll have you eat higher carbs one day, lower carbs another day, higher carbs one day, lower carbs. And so if we can get you focusing on the macros and on those goals, we can get you to reverse really nicely. Honestly, typically people will continue to lose weight or stay at the exact same weight. We had one client who we did this really well with a little over a month ago. Just feedback, all of our feedback was not where we wanted it to be. And I had a strong feeling we needed to just give her a little bit more food, just give her a little bit of a diet break. We did so for 2 weeks. She committed, she went all in, she was really compliant, and she lost 2 pounds. She lost 2 pounds in that reverse and came out of it. All the symptoms that she had, all her biofeedback was back to normal, where we want it to be, and we were right back heading in and making progress. So really, really effective. Thank you guys for trusting us as your coaches and knowing that we never want to do anything that is going to not move you towards your goals, but our our goal is always your health. Our goal is always making sure that your health is where it should be. So that's first and foremost. The other thing that we'll do is we'll do refeeds. A lot of you, what's interesting to note is a lot of health coaches and a lot of nutrition coaches don't use refeeds because they don't really know about them. In both of our certifications, they don't really teach refeeds, but I learned this through working with several phenomenal and experienced coaches in the space. And they are incredibly effective. So your coach using refeeds and you being compliant both before and after and during can really make those just money in the bank. So refeeds can be a really effective way to do that. We have clients who are marathon training and we'll put in 2-3 refeeds a week. It's just a great way to get a little bit more of caloric excess, getting more carbs in. We're keeping their energy high, keeping recovery supported. Really, really key. The other way that we can do this is just simply a diet break. We can either say, let's go 2 weeks of not tracking our food. We can just literally give you a break from everything. Now that, again, sometimes really freaks people out. Okay, so then we just bump numbers up 300-400 calories, maybe as little as 200 to 300 calories, depending on where you're at and where you're coming in, male or female, depending on how many calories you're currently eating, but just bumping things up a little bit, giving yourself just a little bit more food. Maybe we just raise fat. Maybe we don't change carbs, we don't change protein, we just raise fat. Maybe we just raise calories across the board and we bring everything up. There's so many different ways we can do this, but just by giving your body a little bit more calories every day, we instantly will see sleep improve. We'll see recovery get better. We'll see feedback is better. Maybe bathroom habits are more consistent. Periods come back. I'm thankful I've never had a client lose their period, but it happens, right? It happens when we're under a severe amount of stress. So just being open with your coach about what's going on there. Healthy hormones for guys, right? Making sure things are happy and perky in the morning, if you know what I'm talking about, right? Morning wood is really important. It's a really good sign for healthy testosterone. And so for our male clients, like making sure things are healthy and happy in that respect. Again, being able to sleep well and make sure recovery is happening there. So just seeing these things improve. I want to educate you guys. When you've reached your goal by working with your coach and you remain a part of this group, I hope that you always are intuitive to how you're feeling. And sometimes maybe vacation is long, or obviously COVID hits, or things can happen where maybe we put on a little bit of weight and we put ourselves back in a diet phase. We know where our calories were when we worked with our coach and we were really successful and we're diligent about staying on track, but perhaps you hit a plateau. Perhaps you start seeing feedback not heading in the appropriate direction. Then stop and think, might I need a little bit of diet break? Might I need a little bit of a reverse? And you can always reach out to us and ask us those questions as well. So just wanted to give you guys some feedback when we look at these things. The other thing to really consider that I did want to mention is when clients come on. We just had a conversation as coaches. One client was on-ramped and kind of the coach in hindsight realized we probably should have done a reverse diet in the very beginning. And when you guys fill out your intake form, we ask you questions like, have you dieted in the past? What has worked? What hasn't worked? And we always ask you to track your food prior to you coming on. And the reason for that is we need to know how many calories you're eating. If you are surviving on 1,200, 1,300 calories, and that is where you're coming into us at, and that maybe has been happening for the last 3 months, 6 months, a year, then we know right away we almost need to kind of give you a little bit of a diet break or slowly give you more food. So then we teach your body, look, this is not maintenance, this is maintenance, right? We fire up the metabolism, we give it the fuel, we add wood, we add gasoline to the fire, and then pretty soon when we then put you back in a calorie deficit, now we lose weight. Right? Now things start to happen, and typically eating more food than you came in. So those are things, but that can be hard. That can be hard to get a pulse on as a coach. And especially when someone is coming to you wanting weight loss, the first thing we want to do is help them see progress. And we know a calorie deficit works. A calorie deficit only works if the body is not metabolically adapted. If the body is metabolically adapted from eating a small or low amount of calories for too long, calorie deficit doesn't always work. We have to go into a calorie surplus and then move into a calorie deficit. So these are just things that you may or may not care about, but I want you to really know, not only have confidence in Summit Health and our coaches that we know what we're doing, but also have confidence that sometimes more is what you need and it's okay. Listen to your body, listen to your coach, and kind of wait until that biofeedback is better and then kind of move back in to those more aggressive phases. I hope this helps you guys. Let me know. I see Lori's on, so I think we should be good and live, and I'm not sure who else is on. Thank you guys for joining. I know it's, the middle of a day on a Wednesday, but hope you're having an awesome week, and we will chat with you soon. Bye-bye.